Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Marky Picks. And today I've got another free 6-pick prize pick slip for you covering today's MLB Wild Card postseason action. Quick recap on yesterday's NFL slip. We went 5-1 on the slip. Another very solid slip. We just missed it by one. It happened again. If you know, over the last week, if you've been tailing my slips, we've been doing this over the last really week and a half. We've been coming up just short, getting 5 out of 6. So yes, it's frustrating, but if you play these slips correctly, like splitting them up like I did here, as you see on the screen, I put a 4-pick together on separately and ended up cashing. Depending on which ones you split up, if you end up splitting the ones up with Bo Nix, that's kind of unfortunate. If you power played it at least, but if you flex played everything, you at least profited on something, at least, if you tailed exactly what I picked. And if you didn't tail exactly what I picked, and maybe you just took a couple of these picks and it helped you out, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me out to get you guys these free picks. But we're not stopping here. We're looking to go for that 6 for 6 flawless again. I'm never satisfied until we can get that 6 for 6. But again, we've been hot over the last couple days. Well, we've actually been cold over the last couple days, but we're starting the week off strong, and we're going into some MLB action, which I've really been good on over the last week and a half. So postseason baseball's here, so let's just go ahead and jump into the first pick. So for the first pick, I'm going with Tarik Skubal over 40.5 pitcher fantasy score. My projection form is at 49.62. So comfortable over here, and if you know anything about Tarik Skubal, you know he's one of the best pitchers in baseball, and he's facing up against the Guardians in his matchup, a team that he's just faced twice over the last 2 weeks, or over the last week really. He's faced them twice in some pretty meaningful games, and he's had success both times with strikeouts specifically. And I think in this matchup, he's going to put it all together and just have a dominant outing. I'm expecting him to go at least 6 innings. I'm expecting him to get at least 7 to 8 strikeouts. I think he gets to 9, and I think he holds them to at least 2 earned runs or fewer. And if he does that, and if he has a chance to get the win, which I think he does, he's going over this fantasy score number. Skubal in the playoffs, you're going to see some high velocity numbers here. You might see him in the low hundreds. He probably touches 100 a couple times before he starts dying down once he gets deeper into games. But I think early on, he's out there pumping at least 100. If he's doing that, he's feeling good, and you know that he's going to probably rack up a lot of strikeouts. So his strikeout line, if you want to take it 7.5 over, that's also a good play. But I think that the Tigers have a good chance to win this game. So that's why I took him on the fantasy score here, because he has a chance to get the win and a quality start. So that's 10 points right there just from those two combos. So great first starter for the slip on the first game of the day. And we're not done from this game either. Next pick, we got Gavin Williams under 6 strikeouts. My projection is at 608. So my projection does say he is going to tie this line with a 6.08 projection. But with a limited slate, I really don't like taking pitchers, really, because hitters are just so random. The only thing you can predict is pitchers. That's the best thing you can predict. So there's 2 ways you can go with this. I'm taking the under personally, just because. Now look, Gavin Williams has faced the Tigers over the last couple weeks twice. He got 12 strikeouts in one game, and he got 9 strikeouts in the other game. I've watched those games. It was kind of some unfortunate things that happened in those games. The way he got those strikeouts. He is a good pitcher, don't get me wrong. He's got great strikeout stuff, but this game has way more implications on it than those two. But they did have big implications. I'm not saying they didn't, because they were basically playoff games, but this one is an actual playoff game. So the lights are going to be even brighter, even though it's daytime. But I think he stays under this 6 number just because the Tigers have seen him twice over the last week. They're going to have a better game plan. They just seen him, so it's different than Skubal, because Skubal's one of those guys that his stuff plays no matter what. You can scout Skubal stuff and he can still get the strikeouts. Gavin Williams, he's kind of a guy that yes, he can rack up some high strikeouts, but he's also had games where he doesn't get strikeouts. So I'm thinking this is one of those games where he stays under this number. And good second pick to start to slip off. So third pick, we're jumping to a different game. We're going to the Cubs and the Padres. We're targeting Nick Pivetta over 5 strikeouts. My projection is at 6.19. This is a pick here where Nick Pivetta's been going. He's been tying or going over his number in the last 5 games. Um, he's a strikeout pitcher. I mean, that's really what he does. And I think on the line at 5, I think it's only reason it's like set here and not 5.5. It's just because he has potential to walk guys, give up hits, so maybe give up some runs. And the Cubs are definitely got the offense to do that. But they also have an offense that can strike out at times. I've seen the Cubs, strike out a lot at times when I've taken them this season. So Pivetta, I think 5. I'm expecting him to at least tie this line, if not go over. So that's really what we're looking for here. I feel pretty comfortable at 5. If it jumps to 5.5, I would take another route. But as of right now at 5, I think it's a pretty solid over here, if not tie. We're looking for at least a tie here. I mean, usually when I pick these, they've been hitting. They've been at least tying the line. So you usually haven't been getting burned on this. So this is just a safe insurance policy to put on the slip. You never can go wrong with these kind of picks here. So we're going to a different game. There we go. We're staying in the same game here. We're taking Matthew Boyd over 22.5 pitcher fantasy score. My projection is at 24.93, so a tighter projection here. This one's gonna be close. It's gonna be all on game flow here. This pick. So I'm expecting the Cubs to win this game, and if they do, I think Matthew Boyd has to go at least 5 innings. And if Matthew Boyd goes at least 5 innings, I'm expecting him to get around 4 to 5 strikeouts without giving up at least 3 earned runs or fewer. That's what I'm shooting for around this number. It's gonna be tight. But if he can somehow, wiggle his way into somehow being in line for a win, or if he somehow goes 6 and gets a quality start, I think those possibilities is not totally out of the realm of possibilities of happening. So I mean, I think he's definitely capable of going deeper in his game because he's a guy that can get outs quick, but he also is a guy that can get some strikeouts sometimes too. So I'm expecting him to be like a solid outing here in his home park. I think he's gonna have the adrenaline here. Quiet the Padres, big stars in this. So that's the last pick from this game. So we're jumping to a different game here for pick number 5. We're going Max Fried under 34.5 pitcher fantasy score. My projection is at 34.3. So another one that's right on the line. And this is going to be, I think this is hands down going to be the best series to watch during the wild card series. Yankees Red Sox, like one of the biggest rivalries you'll find anywhere in sports. I think there's going to be some, animosity in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if there's at least one benches clearing brawl that happens in this series just because of these two teams and the fact it's a best of 3 series. It's in Yankee Stadium, so that does give Max Fried a little bit of an advantage with it being at Yankee Stadium. But the matchup here, going up against the Red Sox, they've seen each other a lot this season. Pretty mid success, I would say. In the other side, the Red Sox are facing. Putting out Garrett Crochet on the mound, so I feel like a win possibility isn't the best here for Max Fried. That's the reason why I'm targeting the under here, because I can see this game being 0-0 going late in the game when he gets taken out. So I think he could get a quality start bonus, which gives him 4 points. But I think in order for him to go over this number, he would need a win, and I don't see him getting a win in this spot just because of Crochet on the other side. He's just as good as a pitcher, even though he's in a tougher spot because it's on the road and the fans are going to be all over him all game long. I know it's a tough place to pitch at in the playoffs, especially, but I think this is a very, very solid pick here. It is a risk. I mean, a lot of these picks are going to be some risk, but I just like the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox make a good run here. I think they win this series. I think it's going to go 3 games, but I think the Red Sox win this game, and that's why I'm targeting Max Fried under his fantasy score number. Now, to round out the slip, we're going late night. We're targeting Hunter Greene over 6 strikeouts. My projection is at 7.53. So, this is one of those. We're looking for one of those teams that to make a run in the wild card series. It's been happening every year since they expanded the playoffs into the extra wild card, expansion teams. There's always one team that makes it out of the wild card race and ends up going deep in the playoffs. I'm looking at this Reds team, man. I mean, everybody's saying they're the worst team in the playoffs. They're one of the worst teams in baseball. But while they might be correct, they are led by manager Terry Francona, who's a veteran. I think he's going to get his guys ready for this game. I think they're coming into Dodger Stadium. I think they win this series, and I think they're going to give Philly a run for money, even though I'm a Phillies fan. So, but 100 Greene over 6 strikeouts. Little insight here. He's a power pitcher. He's got power stuff. And I think the Reds give him a little bit more leeway in this game. Since it's game 1, they want Hunter Greene to go deeper in this game because they do not want to use any of their high leverage arms if they don't have to in this game. They want Hunter Greene to go deep. He's had some extra time off. He's rested. I think his stuff's gonna be at an all-time high. And if it is, the Reds are gonna end up winning this game. I know Blake Snell's on the other side, but I think the Reds can find a way to scratch across a couple runs here. Now, the Dodgers do have a potent offense, but I've seen them at times be strikeout prone too. I know they got guys like Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and Shohei, of course, but Hunter Greene's got the stuff too. So I mean, it's gonna be power on power all game. This is gonna be a very fun one to watch. I'm excited to see how it plays out, and I'm looking for another one here. It should at least tie the line. You know, a lot of these aren't marked at a half. So I mean, they're all like whole numbers. And I think they're at least going to tie. So, I mean, at the very least, we're walking out of here with, making our money back. So, but that's going to do it for this slip, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more free wins every single day, I'm posting free 6 picks every single day on a variety of sports. So, yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for 100 subscribers. I really appreciate the support these videos have been getting over the last couple weeks this channel has been created. Please continue to show your support on these videos by dropping a like button and subscribing to the channel. That's going to do it for today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow with another slate of MLB. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.